It's so great to have you and to see you here today. Melissa Hughes. And today we're going to talk about 7 steps to create a business that makes money while being authentic and making an impact. Y'all know this conversation is something I love to talk about and I love to serve in this manner. So here we are, and I'm giving you just a few moments. Hey, Ann. We're about to talk about some juicy stuff, y'all. 7 steps to create a business that makes money while being authentic and making an impact. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let me just see. All right. Hello, Earls. Hi. I just flipped over the camera. Hoping y'all can see me okay. You know, this is how I am with this, with the Periscope. But I'm glad to be here with you today. Let me just make sure I get this thing. Hello, hello. This is Earls. Well, what's the name? What is that your name actually? I love seeing your name. I love thank you guys for joining me. I'm so excited to be here with you today. So I want to make sure I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. I had so many things I wanted to talk to you about today. I tell you, I've been in business for a long time. Adrian Earls. Oh, Adrian. Hi, Adrian. I like that name. Thank you and welcome to our Periscope today. I'm excited to be here with y'all because, you know, it's the end of 2015. It's about to be 2016. And I want to make sure, hey, Dakota. Now, Dakota, excuse me, sidebar. Now, you had asked me to look at your Periscope, and I have not seen you on Periscope. So, look, when you ask me to do something and I say that I'm going to do it, make sure you do it within the next 3 days tops, because it's great to have that time to be able to have someone to review your work. And when I say yes, I mean yes. So I better see you in the next 2 days before the Merry Christmas time, so I can give you feedback on your Periscope. Anyway, I just want to say hey to everyone. Today we're going to talk about being able to make huge impacts, being able to make great money, great profits while you are serving in the world and you're being authentic. My name is Melissa Hughes. I'm the founder of Live Rich, Spread Wealth, and I do this for a living. This is what I do, so I love to do. So yes, while it is a money conversation, I want to make sure that I'm very clear with you. It's not all about the money. It's about making impacts in the world. And what I have a huge desire, and what my company and my movement is based off of, is really being able to come alongside business folks, really the givers, the soul-oriented, the cultural creative folks that are there serving in the world. And I don't want y'all to be broke. I don't want you to think that you have to give so much that you're empty. And I say, like, you know, and this might be dating you because I don't know, who knows Popeyes? If you know Popeye, I want to see some hearts from you. If you know a cartoon character called Popeye, I want to see some hearts, because I don't know the age of everybody that's on here, but yes, there's this cartoon with this guy called Popeye. Wonderful. And these are green hearts. And there's a reason it's green that I'm going to tell you. It reminds me of this, that he guzzled down some spinach, and that's what made him really, really strong. So when I'm talking about you as the givers, you are the people that would do anything for others, servant leaders also, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the person that's Popeye in giving and atrophied in receiving. And I would love to hear hearts if you're feeling me. If you can relate to that person, and I'm telling you, I used to be that person, meaning that there was a time where I couldn't even receive a compliment without feeling bashful, wanting to deflect, not wanting to own it. Hi, Miss Vanessa. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Yes, invite your friends. Let's talk about this. We're talking about how to really create a business that is profitable, successful, while you're being authentic and making huge impacts. So as I was talking about these givers, the folks that would give the last shirt off their backs. And I don't know if you know someone like that, or you happen to be someone like that. Oh, wonderful. You're going to drive now. Yes. All right. Wonderful. Okay, Nicole, I'm glad to see that. Okay. Next 2 days, I told you have witnesses. And so if you would give the last shirt off your back because you're that kind of person, I want to make sure that you understand that my mission in this life of mine, I'm in my legacy work. I've had a very successful career, both in corporate America and also on my own. And my mission in life is to make sure that you have plenty of shirts, so you never run out. Because I can support corporations on making money. I can support individuals on making money, whether it's your career or your business. And I really focus on business at this point in time for the most part. But not just business, not just your own sole purpose, your own vision that you were given. I help you and I support you to be able to make a profitable business, to have a profitable life. And I'm focused on the givers because it takes all kinds of people to make the world go around. And let me just be clear, there's no right or wrong here. I'm just talking about like my ideal tribe, the people that I've served for over 20 years. That's what I'm talking about. And when and what I see is when you're making money, then you're like the philanthropist. Like, you believe in causes. You give back to humanity. You know, not only do you serve in an amazing way, but you also have time to give from an overflow. And I want to make sure you have time and you have the money and you have the freedom to give from your overflow, not from a deficit. I don't want you giving your last shirt off your back. I want you to give the shirt off your back because you have hundreds of them in your closet. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to make sure that you understand the intention behind this conversation. I want to make sure that, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the hearts, and share this with your friends. If you guys think this is going to be juicy, get the word out. I want to really serve you, and that is my intention. And I want to also say thank you for trusting your time, because you could be doing anything. It's a few days away from Christmas. Some of you guys might be out shopping, could be with your families, could be, you know, kind of closing some deals. I closed some deals today. And it's important to prioritize, but I also want to say that I do not take your time for granted. So the way that we're going to play today is, if I am giving you something, oh, thank you so much for sharing, Miss Vanessa. The way that we're going to play today is I'm saying something that really speaks to you. I want to see some hearts, okay? I'm here to serve you. The only way that I know that this is really serving you is hearts. And what I notice, I'm kind of new on Periscope, so what I want to tell you is I have noticed that there are people that actually go back and do the replay. And sometimes the replay has more people looking at it than on live. It's so cool, y'all. And what I want to say is, if you're listening to this later, or you're saying, hey, I missed something, I want to hear it again, I still want those hearts. I still want to know that I'm relevant to you. When you share with your friends, no matter what time they join this call, I want to hear that this is relevant to you. Share on. So let's talk about it. We're talking about 7 steps, okay? And this is 7 steps to create a business impact, to create a business that makes money while being authentic and making an impact. So I want to... Oh my goodness. Okay. So I want to make sure that we get our steps. I'm going to tell you the steps ahead of time for those that, you know, you guys have told me. I listen now. I listen. You told me that sometimes it's hard to give me hearts while you're taking notes. So because I heard that, I am actually going to let you know what the steps are. And then maybe you can also go like this too. So you can maybe screenshot it. Okay. Screenshot. So these are the 7 steps. 1 is identify your sole purpose. Number 2 is identify what makes you unique. And we're going to go in more detail because I'm going to work this with you. And then the 3 is identify your tribe. 4 is communicate to your tribe. 5 is price based on value and transformation. 6 is create multiple revenue streams. And 7 is systemize your business. Now, you know what? Some of y'all that are in business be like, why in the world did you give them all that up front? They're not going to stay till the end. And you know what? That's, you know, I don't care, because I know this is true. I know this works, and I'm here to serve you. I mean, some of y'all might be like trying to cook your family dinner and listen to this Periscope, and I want to let you know where we're going. And I also want to walk you through it. Okay. So number 1, identify your sole purpose. When you're identifying your sole purpose, you know, sometimes we are out here in the world and we have, you know, a lot of us just have to work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We need to work. We need to pay the bills. And what I'm asking you to do is to set some time aside so you can identify that thing that comes natural for you, natural to you, the thing that people are like, how do you do that? And you're like, what? You know, I have an amazing friend, and she is amazing at finances. I mean, she could be like, oh yeah, well, I came up with a 3-year plan in 10 minutes. I'm like, 10 minutes, like that's not even normal, right? I mean, do you have anybody, or have you ever experienced someone, or they have experienced you, and they think that you are so amazing, and you're like, what is the big deal? Let me see by your hearts. Have you ever had that experience? Oh yes, I really appreciate it. And what happens there? I mean, look, ladies and gentlemen, that's your sweet spot. When you are living in your sole purpose and you're doing what you're to do to serve the world, meaning that you have these unique gifts. And when you are utilizing these gifts to serve humanity, you do it in the spirit of abundance, okay? And in order to do that, the thing that you need to do is actually ask yourself a few questions. Like, what is your sole purpose, you know? And oftentimes it could be speaking. It could be, thank you so much for those hearts. Be able to share this with your friends. It could be speaking. It could be your athletic abilities. It could be your musical abilities. It could be just, math, or there's a lot of things. We are abundant in what is available to us. And all of us are here for a reason. And what I'm suggesting is that you're worth it to identify and to embrace. Sometimes we know, but we're too afraid to step out in that because it might seem weird, wonky. Other people might not understand. And I'm going to ask you to please reconsider that soul purpose walk that is uniquely yours. I also want to say that, if you don't know what your soul purpose is yet, it's okay. Take some time out and really start looking and searching for that, to find out where that is for you. You need to just kind of lay back and let it come to you. And look at the things, like I said, they're indicators. I have a book. It's called Soul to Soul, How to Identify Your Soul Purpose and Monetize It. It's a best-selling book. And here I really show you how to do this, okay? So I'm not going to take up all the time, but I do want to introduce something to you called a fingerprint. Like why? Why is it important for you to really live in your soul purpose? Meaning, like, not only the skills that you have, not only that you've cultivated those skills, but you show up as your unique self. Like that quirkiness that you have, that you're trying to lay low, that you feel embarrassed, or some people might say, oh, that's embarrassing. I want you to embrace all of who you are. Those experiences that might have gotten you down, might have weighed you back down. Oh, Ageless and Wise, thank you so much for inviting your followers, y'all. And please share this with your friends if this is providing value to you. And I'm just saying that you need to look at what that step up the grind. All right, step up the grind. Thanks for joining. And you need to just look at what that is and understand that that's kind of your cash cow. Like, it wasn't meant for you to have to struggle. It's not a requirement. So because it's hard doesn't mean it's necessarily good. Okay, if it doesn't feel good, there's some things that, yeah, absolutely. Now I want to hear from you. What are the things that make your heart soar? Like, what does that look like? Do any of you guys know off the top of your head? I'm interested in hearing this. I want to hear from you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for the hearts. I want to have a conversation with you because it is that important. And all I'm saying is that when you are in your purpose walk, you don't have to redo the work that I'm about to tell you about. I've supported lots of people in making money. And what happens if you're not in your purpose walk, if you're not doing the thing that really feeds your soul and that you can do ongoingly, then what happens is that you build this castle, if you will. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You build this castle, if you will, around yourself that has many barriers, because no matter if you're living in your soul purpose or not, it takes a lot of work to build a business. So why not make it worth it? Why not make it worth it? And when I have supported folks that were not less, so they were all about the money, all about the cash, all about that cheese. When I did that, what I noticed is that when they actually got the money, then they were able to breathe and be like, oh man, I got the money, but I'm not really happy. I'm not fulfilled. I have 6 figures plus, and I thought I would be happy about that, but really I'm not, because they put themselves into a corner. They back themselves into a corner. And now what I've supported them in creating is an experience where they're already making the money. It's too much to go back. It's too much to totally revert. It's too much to get realigned with themselves. And some of them do and some of them don't, because I do have clients that have actually started that way. They were all in their purpose. They're like, okay, I'm a communicator. I want to teach people how to communicate. I don't know how to make money off of that. And I've come alongside them and supported them in becoming a communication consultant, and where they were able to bust it out in targeting certain communities, certain associations, and they are making money. They made their first 6 figures. No, not their first 6 figures, but $250,000 last year, and they were able to also put money away for retirement. So I'm just saying this to you because I want you to know that it is all about being in your soul purpose. That also allows you to be authentic. It allows you to be in a powerful walk. And so when you are unique, I call it, there might be something that you guys might have heard, and this is number 2. Identify what makes you unique, okay? And in marketing, there's this term, it's called USP. It's typically called unique selling proposition. And in unique selling proposition is a word, and it really says, like, what are you selling that, and what's the uniqueness of it? Like, what are the features, what are the benefits, and what is unique about this particular product over another? Like, it could be jeans. What's the unique selling proposition for these jeans? All right, thank you so much for your hearts. I really appreciate you there. And share this with your friends if this is adding value to you in your life and your business. And so what I've trademarked is unique serving proposition, because the cultural creatives, the givers of this world, the servant leaders and the servant hearts, we don't like to sell. Right? We really don't. We don't. But we do love to serve. Like, if I can serve you and I can support you in your transformation, if I can make a difference in your life, then I'm taking that as my responsibility to share and communicate it with you. So you need to know, what is your unique serving proposition? Like, what is that way that you serve like nobody else can? Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me see some hearts. Like 2 hearts ain't gonna. Do you understand what I'm saying? What is that way that you uniquely serve? Your unique serving proposition that only you can. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Yolanda. So that is so important, because when you're doing that, that's what makes you you. That's what makes you that's your differentiating qualities. That's what makes people pay for you and not the other person. And you know what? It's okay. They're going to get their tribe. You're going to get your tribe. But you have to be very clear as to who you are here to serve and how you're there to serve. Oh, wonderful. Oh, nice to see you, Estelle Creates. Wonderful. Great products, by the way. And that's what draws people to you. So, if you're hiding and you want to blend in with the atmosphere, and you're wondering, well, why are people passing me by? It's because you haven't been courageous enough to just be fully you, be fully present to the service that you can give people, like you can. You might have some stories. Your stories are your stories, or no one else's stories. Your experiences are your experiences, and how you interpret them are yours. And no one can lie to match at that. They can't compete with you on that. Do you understand what I'm saying? They can't compete with you on that. So when you are in your power, when you are understanding what's unique about you, you already have a leg up, okay? Now, it does start there. And I also talk about your fingerprint. And some of you that read my book, you'll know what fingerprint is. And it really is, oh, wonderful. Yes, wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. You reached out today and got 5 new customers. I am so happy to hear that. We had a conversation less than a week ago, and I'm hoping that our conversation really supported you in creating that momentum. I really do. And I'm just happy to hear that you have been able to make more money. So that's awesome. And so those amazing products of yours. And so what I'm saying is, when you have a fingerprint, it's like your DNA. No one has the same one. That's what we are uniquely presenting to the world. And I just want you to feel comfortable enough to know that it's okay. Yes, I tell that to my clients all the time. Your experiences are yours. Absolutely. It did things. Oh, that's so wonderful to know and hear. I'm so excited about that, and also for you. Yes, you got to keep on telling your customers. Because it's worth it. They're worth it. When you are not, you're not uniquely positioning yourself to serve others, that means that, you're losing out. Like, they're losing out on the blessing that you provide. Okay. So every day that you're there wanting to blend in, thinking about it's all about you, and what if you're embarrassed, and what happens if you mess up, while you're doing that, there's someone that is lost there. And you would make the difference in their lives like night and day. Like, you are that missing piece for them. So don't shy away. Understand what that is that's unique, because it's your responsibility to let us know, and your responsibility to show up and show out in that regard. Then number 3 is, oh my gosh, so wait. There's actually some questions I can ask you so that you understand what that might be. So what was your greatest success story? This is the way that you can understand your unique serving proposition. What was your greatest success story? How did it transform that person or that business? Okay. So I know you guys are going to be taking notes, because you already told me about myself when I'm talking pretty fast. And so I'm going to slow it down a little bit. And while I'm slowing it down, oh girl, you better take these hearts. Love it. I do. I receive hearts. I love hearts. Okay. I love them. And share this with your friends. If you think this is adding value to you, they're going to be thankful that you shared it with them as well. Because when you're rocketing it out there and they're like, okay, and you're like, okay, well, I had heard this stuff. And they're like, why didn't you tell me? Tell them. It's a Christmas gift. Come on. Happy holidays. So what is that? How did you transform that person or their business? Okay. And write that down. And remember, you can always get this on the replay. The other one is, what benefits do your clients get from working with you? And I really want you to embrace it. I don't want you to be bashful. I don't want you to be shy. You were given this gift. It's not even about you. So don't hide from it. And stand in the power and stand in the understanding that it is your assignment to share this with others, okay? And to let them know, All right, that's your responsibility. While it is their responsibility to choose, it's your responsibility to be clear and let them know so that they can. So what is that for you? The other one is, what is the cost of not working with you? Like, what do they lose out on? So I'll tell you, a lot of my clients, working with me is not inexpensive. To work with me for a year is $25,000. And that's for coaching on your business. You and me, we get VIP days. You get a lot of different coaching services around that. But honestly, at the end of the day, I offer a money back guarantee because I've been doing this for a long time, and I know, and I've seen it, I have a track record that people make money. And what I do though is it's a partnership. But what I have seen is when they're at that level, everybody's not at that level. And when they're at that level, then, if you're able to invest $25,000 and you're able to save money because you did not mess up somewhere, there was a decision you were trying to determine, like, okay, should I go with this product or should I go with this product for my business? And I can be like, well, guess what? Where are you in your business? So based on where you are, this product is fine. You do not have to pay 5 times the amount right now. And I'll show you how to transition when you get to that point. Or you might say, should I bring this person on? Should I bring that person on? Or I'm thinking about bringing someone on. Or, oh no, I've been running this business my whole life and I think that I'm fine. I don't need any help. And I'll be the coach, be like, excuse me, what are you trying to accomplish now? Well, based on what you're trying to accomplish, then you're going to need to do this, this, and that, right? And what I'm saying is that I've already done the mess ups. I've already had the success. I'm able to share with my clients what it is so they can actually make money save time, save stress, save a lot just because they are in alignment with me and I'm in alignment with them. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Evans, for letting everybody know. Miss Vanessa, letting everybody know. Yes, hearts, please. Thank you so much. You know what? I've been looking at these hearts, by the way, sidebar, and I'm going to reach out to some of y'all. I hope you guys are receiving my thanks, and I might reach out a little bit more because I really appreciate you. I really appreciate what you're doing, and I'm glad that I'm able to be of service to you. So when we're talking about identify what makes you unique, do not shy away. Know what it is, and there people can lose money. Like, so for example, let me give you this example. When you're in a relationship and you're having some strife, some troubles, you love the person that you're with, but yet you're not really sure you have the skills to really communicate with them in a way that serves and it's really giving to the relationship to support both of you. You could actually get someone to come in as a coach or a consultant or a counselor and really be able to share with you and give you the tools and the conversation that you need to have in order to save your relationship, be a better communicator within your relationship. And so let me tell you something. A lot of people don't tap into those things. I promise you, it's underrated. It is underutilized. But what I can say is that you could actually lose out. You could actually lose out on a relationship because it's not for the lack of love, it's just for the lack of skills to know how to navigate, okay? Because you're from different places and you might love each other, but you might not have the skills. So I want you to look at what's unique about you, and I want you to not only think about what is it that you provide as far as the transformation. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Mrs. Vanessa. Not only the transformation that you provide, the difference that you make within your client's business or their life, I want you to think about, well, what happens if they don't come to you? Like, what are they facing? What can they lose? How can they lose out? How can what's going on in their life, how can it get worse? There's a lot of entrepreneurs, brilliant. And, you're the visionaries. You like I want to make $100,000. And then you're like, okay, I'll be like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Like, what are your products? How are you packaging them? How much you pricing for them? And, and those answers seem to be pretty easy. Even sometimes it's hard for people to say that they want to make $100,000. Okay. But what I'm telling you is that when you are able to make your vision, make sure that you have the resources to support you in accomplishing it. Because if you know what you want to make, but you haven't thought about the details to make it, guess what? It'll still be a dream. It'll be a dream unrealized. And that's why when you use a coach or you have mentors, you have accountability partners, that is what you bring them in for. You're brilliant already. It's not about you. It's about how do you show up? How do you get all that you want out of life? And what are you willing to do that? How can you get out your own way? How can you pick up a skill, a trade, something of that nature to support you? How do you bring people on your team to support you in getting to where you want to be? So number 2, identify what makes you unique. And what does your client really want? So when you look at what your client really wants, then you're able to package it in a way that they can see that you're the solution for them. This is part of being unique. Also, what is their biggest problem or their biggest pain? And how can you solve it? Because when you are further ahead than your clients or further ahead than the community that you serve, you are, in essence, an expert. You are an expert because you know more than they know, and you can support them. And if you have a desire to make an impact, if you have a desire to be authentic and that they can see that you really care. You understand? Oh, I'm so glad that you understand. Thank you. Give me some hearts. I love it. When you're able to see that their pain and what they're going through, and you know you can support them in their problems, then it's your responsibility to let them know that, to let them know what it is you can do for them in their lives. And then, you have to put your unique proposition is, okay? That's what you need to do. Your unique serving proposition. So I hope those questions are helpful. Are those questions helpful? I want to make sure that not only do I give you the tips or the steps, I support you in going deeper on that for yourself. Oh, thank you for those hearts. And share this with your friends. Share this with your friends if you feel like this is giving you a lot of value. Oh, thank you so much, Yolanda. Thank you so much. Now, number 3, identify your tribe. So I call it tribe. It can be the community that you're there to serve. It's interchangeable. Yes, invite your friends. Thank you so much for Mrs. Vanessa for inviting your followers. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And you cannot be everything to everybody. So, and it's okay. I want you to understand that when it comes to marketing, you want to be really lasered. I market to women, but I have amazing males that are clients. Okay, I don't spend all my marketing dollars on males because the very smart ones show up and we partner together for their success and they rock it out. But I do want to say that, when I'm, marketing dollars, I'm not Coca-Cola, I'm not Pepsi. I don't have that bucket, okay? But I have been able to be very, very, very successful because I've been lasered on who I'm to serve and why I'm to serve them, okay? So think about that. This is a step for you to make a lot of money in your business when you are clear, all right? So important. So what you need to think, this is a question, do you know what your tribe looks like and where you can find them, okay? And I want you to understand what I mean by your tribe. So for example, if you're a consultant or you're a coach, it's not with other consultants and other coaches. Go to where your people are. If I'm to serve women, I can go to women associations. I can go to women conferences. I can go to any of these professions that have women there. I don't need to go to other coaching venues to serve women. There are women coaches that do work with me for sure. But I'm just saying that you need to go wherever they are. Okay, don't expect them to come to your party. When I went on a world tour, I went all over the world. I went to Tokyo, to Bali, I went to Amsterdam, Dubai, I went to all over in the United States because I unapologetically want to go to where in the Ukraine, Hungary. I went to where people are that I want to serve. My company is an international company. Now, I'm not even saying that it's a requirement for you to do that because you can use a lot of this social media. You can use Periscope and have access to people that are all over the world as well. I went to the Caribbean as well. But what I am saying is you have to do something. You have to either get out of your house or you need to position yourself on the internet in a way that they can find you. It's your responsibility to shine your light so that they can find you. It's that important. So what do they look like and where can you find them? Okay, does that make sense? Give me some hearts if it makes sense to you. Are y'all still feeling this? Is this serving you today? Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Okay, next one, number 4. See, I'm making this quick. I know that your time is important. So 4 is communicate to your tribe. Oh, wonderful, Mrs. Vanessa. I see that Evans, it's not even Evans, it's my site here, but I know it's Mrs. Vanessa. So I really appreciate you, darling. Thanks so much for sharing. So communicate to your tribe, and that's what you're calling marketing and communication, because that's what really, really attracts people. I want y'all to know that I'm not telling you this because I read it in a book. I'm not telling you this because I saw somebody do it. I'm telling you this because I know it to be true because This is my experience. Not only that, I've coached hundreds of people, not 5, not 100, hundreds of people personally, one-on-one, and thousands of people in groups. So I know that this is real, and I know that it works. And what I do know is if you are a giver, you're a servant heart, you're a cultural creative, you're a servant leader, this is for you. This is for you. So when you're communicating to your tribe and your community, want to make sure that you're clear so you can attract them. And what's important about communication is you need to speak their language. So if you are communicating to elderly people, do not use current slang. You're not really focused on them. If you're looking to market to younger folks that are, generations younger than you, then you need to, hey, Mia, thanks for joining. Then you need to understand what the current slang is so that you can really connect with them. Understand what their issues are. Understand how to approach them. If you want to be in a major corporation and they have, hey, thank you so much, darling. If you want to be in a major corporation, you need to look like you are and you need to speak the major corporation language, right? If you want to speak to small businesses, you need to speak small business language. Corporations can be like, okay, Bob, and today we're going to, understand the circumference of our projects. And when we go to the offshore accounts, we need to make sure that we are able to make sure that our materials, we're saving money on our materials. We're getting these, it's just like all this jibber jabber, talk, right? That's not going to be cool for entrepreneurs unless they are doing offshore marketing or offshore work. So you want to make sure that your messaging is specific to the people that you're there to serve. That's your responsibility, okay? So this is what you have to think about. Do you have a clear communication strategy to attract your tribe and to build your tribe? What does that look like for you? Thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you so much, y'all. Really remember to share this with your friends. If this is adding value to you, please make sure that you share it with others. Just consider it a happy holidays gift. And so thank you so much for the hearts. So what is your clear communication strategy? Number 5 is price based on value. The value is based on the transformation that you provide. So what I am saying is when you are out there following your assignment, being of service, price yourself accordingly. Okay, if you're a service-based business, please consider those late nights where you were making up and creating your packages and your programs. Please consider all the time that you were driving to meet your clients. Please consider your marketing dollars. Don't write those off and then undercut yourself so that when you get a client, it's like you're bleeding to even give the service because you're not making money off of the service. Okay. I want you to embrace what the difference is that you are making. How much value are you providing to someone's life or their business? Embrace that, stand in that, and understand that you're worth it. Okay? There are a lot of servers in the world that, oh, thank you so much, Mia. Thank you so much. There are a lot of servers in the world that, it's like you're shying away, or I could be one that shies away from pricing myself. Do I have a template for all the expenses? Oh, I do. That's what my clients get all the time, honey. Yes, absolutely. And it's easy to make. You just understand, just go down the list and you just have to, it's not about the template really. It's about making sure that you remember all the costs that you need to consider. In very business words, it's like cost of goods sold. What is the cost of you providing these services or products, okay? Cost of goods sold. So if you're Googling it, you can look at spreadsheet to capture cost of goods sold. Okay, that's a great start. But when you are looking at the value that you provide and the difference that you make, you understand your costs. You have to, because you have to be fiscally responsible to your business and to your life. Okay, to the people that are counting on you, inclusive of yourself. And then you want to look at the difference that you make and go from there. So you're not topping it up. Oh, thank you so much, darling. Thanks, Mia. Mia Regic, let me just tell you, Mia Regic, the mom strategist, is amazing. She's a dear friend of mine. We coach each other, and we really go to very high heights because of that accountability. We see each other's greatness, and we coach each other accordingly. We've been interchangeable as far as clients. I supported Mia in making 6 figures. Mia supported me on getting my life back, honey. She is the mom strategist. She is supporting me in being able to create a life now that I have a baby girl, 4 months old, in order she supported me in creating a vision for my family and really being able to go for it and to plan for it and to do the necessary actions and to support the systems to support my vision for my family. So I want to let you know that it doesn't even have to always be hardcore business. People make huge differences. Mia is priceless, okay? She has a a program for moms that she supports them and showing them how to make money as moms. They can stay in their house and they can actually know how to create these healthy boundaries, how to blend. You need to listen to her. Go to her Periscope, because when she starts talking, it's nuggets, y'all. It's just falling out of her mouth, falling out. And I'm hi from Atlanta. Hey, nice to see you. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because we are in a place of abundance. If you have people that are able to shine these lights on you, celebrate them. There is more than enough. So when I'm telling you to price yourself based on value, understand that it's possible. You're worth it. I have clients that can charge $5,000 for the things that are easy for them. Now you'd say, well, who would pay me $5,000? Well, guess what? They found folks. They're making six figures. They're making six figures on a lot of different packages and pricings. I'll share with you about pricing. What I love to do, you support everyone with earning big money. Absolutely. When you are earning money, then you are able to contribute to causes. You're able to put your family's future in a very good position. You can pay into not the generation after you, but the following generation. That's what I'm talking about. Live Rich, Spread Wealth is about furthering generations, the ones that are standing on your shoulders. So when you're doing your pricing, you have to be fiscally responsible. If you cannot, if you're trying to live off of selling a book for $25, you have to sell a lot of books, okay, in order to be able to make a decent living, because it's the cost of creating the book and then you're selling the book. So I support clients on taking that book. Mia supports them on creating the book. And other things too. I support you on taking your book and creating programs out of that. Creating programs so that you can do coaching programs, masterminds, events based on that content that you have within your book. There's a part of my company that focuses on that. And so that's what I'm asking you to do. Consider that. Look at your pricing, okay? It's not always beneficial to you to be the lowest cost provider. Walmart is a low-cost provider. However, everyone does not have a conglomerate of clients. They're not able to gobble up all these different towns and cities and be so competitive they get all the business. Sometimes we are